Hi, welcome to the practice of healing. I'm Sonya Wilder, and I'm really happy that you've joined me. Today I am teaching a yoga class, and this is my first yoga class on video, so I'm really excited. So we're going to focus today on the breath at all times. When I teach my classes live in person, it's always about the breath. Yoga means union, means to yoke, to unite, and we're always focusing on the breath. We're going to be practicing Ujjayi breath, which is the victorious breath, to keep us very nourished, to keep us calm in the parasympathetic nervous system of endorphins and relaxation, and we want to focus on that at all times. So we're going to be going towards Bakasana Crow pose, which is one of my favorite arm balance poses. And it's a very simple pose to do, actually. Once you're focusing on the breath, we're also going to be working with the chakras, the 7 spinning wheels of energy in the body. And I'll point them out right now. We're dealing with the root chakra, the Muladhara, which is red, at the base of the pelvic floor. That's your perineum. That's your foundation of your life and your needs being met, your basic needs. And that's also your sexual power. We're going to be dealing with the sacral chakra, the Svadhisthana, which is orange, and that's between the hip bones, 2 inches below the navel. And that is your creation, what it is you're creating in your life. The solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, which is yellow, and that's your power. That's releasing fear and coming into your power. And so for these first 3 chakras, we're going to be opening those up so that we have a lot of power for Bakasana Crow pose. We always open up the heart chakra, the Anahata, which is green, and that's your love, and that's the voice of your higher self and your soul, and where you always find your truth. Also the throat chakra, the Vishuddha, which is blue, and that's once the heart chakra is open, we speak through the throat chakra, all of that beautiful higher power energy. And then the brow chakra, the Ajna, which is indigo color, and that is your dream time. That is seeing your own inner light and what it is that you want to create. We visualize that here. And then the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, which is purple, and in some lineages it goes into gold, and that is opening up the crown so that you can receive this beautiful portal of light on the top of your head and always receive your source creator energy in your body so that all chakras are open and flowing. We're also going to focus on the nadis, the energetic channels in the body. We're going to be dealing with the 3 main nadis. The Ida, the feminine at the left hip, color is white and the element is water, and it's about being receptive. We want to keep that open to receive. The Pingala, the masculine at the right side. The color is red, the element is fire, and that's about taking action. Action from what your passions are in your life and initiating. We're going to keep those flowing because Ida and Pingala start at the hip, at the root chakra. They weave like a DNA spiral and meet at each chakra all the way up into the brow chakra at the nostrils, the Ida the left side and the Pingala the right side. And then the Sushumna channel, which runs up and down the spine through root to crown, so that all of that source energy comes through your body, and then you are receiving and you're flowing. Yoga is created as a system to open up the nadis and the chakras so that the body is healthy, it's balanced, it's synergistic. So before we begin, let's just start with 3 full breaths. Get yourself centered and grounded. Make sure that you're seated comfortably. You can either be in Sukhasana pose, easy pose with one ankle in front of the other and the knees are open. Or you can come into an Ardha Padmasana, half lotus like I am, where the right foot comes into the left hip crease first. Make sure that your hands are comfortable in your lap. Take a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Inhale through your nose. Open, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands together in front of your heart chakra in Anjali Mudra, bringing your focal point into the heart. You can look down the tip of your nose or close your eyes. Breathe full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. We open the practice with Om, sound vibration. Inhale. Breathe. Release your hands and lift your gaze. And let's warm up the hands and the feet quickly in a tabletop position. We're going to practice cow-cats. Make sure that your hands are shoulder width apart. Your fingers are spread so well that you can see the mat between each finger. You're pressing down into the 4 knuckle bases. We want more of the weight here to take some of the pressure off of the wrists. Make sure that you're clawing your fingertips into the mat like your hands are suction cups. And then you're going to tack down the inner part of the hands. We typically roll on the outside. Roll your biceps forward. The eyes of the elbows face forward so that you're opening up the nadi that leads to the heart chakra. Your knees and feet are hip width apart and your toes are tucked. As you inhale, stick the tailbone out, the belly drops, and the head comes out and up for cow. Raise the shoulder blades on the back a little bit by softening in the heart. Exhale, drop your tailbone, drop your head, push the floor away to dome your heart and draw your navel towards your spine for cat. Inhale, the tailbone initiates the movement, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come to a neutral tabletop position. Place your hands a little bit closer to the top of your mat. Really make sure that you have a strong base and you're rolling your biceps forward. With your toes tucked, lift your knees about an inch above the floor and turn on the lower 3 chakras, which is also your transverse abdominals, the girdle muscle that's in the low pelvis. And then as you inhale, lift your tailbone up high, walk your feet in a little bit, hip width apart, and spread your toes. You're in a bent-kneed, downward-facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Draw your navel towards your spine, bring your ribs together in the front, push your low ribs up towards the spine, and then breathe full deep breaths. As you inhale, lift the tailbone up as you straighten your legs, lengthening the backs of your legs. Relax the back of the neck. Press down into the front part of the hands. As you exhale, slowly lower your heels, spreading your toes. Breathe full deep breaths, rooting the heels down as much as you can. If your shoulders are tight, have a micro bend in your elbows so the shoulder blades relax down your back. Start to turn on Ujjayi breathing here. Through the nose at all times. There's a slight constriction in the back of your throat as if you're fogging up a mirror, or like quiet Darth Vader breathing. I always get the chuckle out of my class. Breathe in through the nose for 5 counts and out through the nose for 5 counts. On your next inhale, lift your heels, come up on the balls of your feet. On your next inhale, look between your hands and bend your knees. At the bottom of the exhale, either lightly step or float With control, you can bend your knees to land to Uttanasana with your feet hip-width apart, toes pointing straight forward, and bow. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Have a long back of the neck. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise with a flat back, arm circle sweep. Draw your navel towards your spine as you come to stand. Palms touch above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Lift the navel up towards the spine and up towards the heart. Exhale, hands come to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Take a full Ujjayi breath in. Full Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, arms rise. This is Sun Salutation A's to open up the nadis and the chakras. Exhale, bring your hands to the heart chakra and bow forward, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, place your hands, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Vishvanasana. You can bring your feet to touch. Take a full Ujjayi breath in. Deep Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, look between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees. So quietly, tiptoe or float with your feet touching to Uttanasana and bow. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, flat back, arm circle sweep. Urdhva Hastasana, palms touch above your head. Draw your navel up towards your heart. Exhale, hands come to Anjali Mudra. Full Ujjayi breath in. Deep Ujjayi breath out. Sun Salutation B one time. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana chair pose. When you look down at your toes, at your feet, you should be able to see the tops of your toes. Your heels are slightly separated. Press your knees together. Use that in order to give you more stability. Now you're going to draw your navel towards your spine. Don't anterior tilt and don't posterior tilt. Just keep the navel coming towards the spine and then just drop the tailbone so some of the weight goes into your heels. And then you can bring your arms here. If your shoulders are tight, you can bring your hands in front of your heart, or you can put your hands in cactus arms, drawing the shoulder blades together in the back with the elbows behind you. If your arms are straight, roll the biceps in and press your palms together, cross at the thumbs. This is some of the strongest lower chakra opening, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. That's your core work. Take a full breath in, maybe sit down a little bit deeper. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees, place your hands, step back to plank pose, and pause, align yourself. Inhale, press your weight forward, shoulders bypass your wrists. Exhale, lower halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Draw your navel towards your spine more. Flatten the tops of your feet, straighten your arms. Tap down the inner part of your hands. They're going to want to roll out. And then roll the biceps forward. Draw the triceps towards the ribs. Your thighs are off of the mat and you're presenting the heart. Bring the tips of the shoulder blades towards the back of the heart. Take a full breath in. Exhale, come to plank pose on the tops of your feet and then press into your hands and bring your navel towards your spine, rolling you over your feet or stepping over to downward facing dog. Full Ujjayi breath in. Deep Ujjayi breath out. Root down through your left foot. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog lifts up, but keep the hips square. Press through the heel of the right foot. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over your wrists. Step the right foot forward. Scoot the ball of the left foot back a bit and come onto your fingertips. You're in a low lunge. Draw your right hip back and then draw your navel towards your spine. Really use the ball of the left foot to give you the anchor you need. Inhale, arms rise, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Keep drawing the right hip back. Keep pressing into the ball of the left foot. I want to open up in the front of the left hip to really get that Ida nadi, that feminine nadi, open and flowing. And then draw the navel towards the spine in and lift it up. Bring the ribs back. Mine have a tendency to want to pop forward because I'm very flexible. And then breathe full deep Ujjayi breaths. Relax your shoulders. Relax your mind. Breathe into the heart. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands come back down to the earth. Step back to plank pose. Align yourself. Inhale, press your weight forward, shoulders bypass your wrists. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Flatten the tops of your feet. Inhale, straighten the arms and press your biceps forward, upward facing dog, presenting the heart. Exhale, plank pose on the tops of your feet, and then push the floor away and bring your navel towards your spine to roll over your feet or step over, downward facing dog. Full Ujjayi breath in. Deep Ujjayi breath out. Root down through your right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Keep the hips square and push through the heel. Exhale, knee to nose, curl and round. Shoulders are over your wrists. Step the left foot forward. Come onto your fingertips and stay high on the ball of the right foot. You can scoot it back a little bit. Draw your left hip back and really press through the ball of the right foot as that anchor. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, draw the left hip back more, press into the ball of the right foot more so that you're opening up in that right hip, that pingala, that masculine side, the nadi. Bend more deeply into the front knee and keep the knee tracking over the ankle to keep it safe. And again, relax your arms if they feel tight. Focus on your breath. Focus on the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus, and its power and its yellow color, and focus on the heart chakra and its green color, the anahata, and its opening. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands come back down to the earth. Step back to plank pose and pause, align yourself. Inhale, press your weight forward. Exhale, lower, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push yourself back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Deep breath out. Root down through your left foot. Inhale, right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. See if you can tap it, drawing your navel towards your spine. Your shoulders will bypass your wrists. Inhale, slowly like you're moving through water. Three-legged dog. Press through the leg and the foot. Exhale, curl in and round. Step the right foot forward. Spin the back heel flat at a 45-degree angle. And make sure that the front heel is on the same line as the back arch. Spread your toes. Inhale, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure you can see your right big toe. And make sure that your weight is even between both feet. So you really want to keep that back leg strong, that back foot strong, and spread your toes. I see this so often in my classes where people are clenching. I'm just going, spread the toes. Give yourself that foundation. And then draw the navel up. Open up the heart. If your shoulders are rounded forward, if you feel tight, bend your elbows, bring them behind you, and squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit to contract the rhomboid muscles between the scapula. That'll open up the pectoralis muscles more. Then once you've done that, straighten your arms. Your biceps go up towards the sky.
The eyes of the elbows face up and the palms face down. Bend more deeply into the front knee. Fullness of breath. Warrior Two is about opening up the first three chakras as well. Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura. So we want to breathe into this strong foundation. As you inhale, straighten the front leg, bring your arms up. We're preparing for Trikonasana triangle pose. Exhale, bring the right fingertips down and keep lifting up with that left hand like there's a pulley up there that you have to try to get up to because you don't want to collapse in your pose. You want to keep the right side turned on, the obliques are working. Draw your navel towards your spine, drop your right hip and draw the left hip behind you. Keep spreading your toes. And then you want to open up. I typically see this. I want you to bring the left shoulder blade onto the back really wide, like you're going to hug somebody you haven't seen for a while. And then the left hand comes a little more forward so that when you look up and you bring the chin in, you can see the hand. Fullness of breath. If you're feeling tight in the right hamstring, have a micro bend in the right knee. On your next inhale, bend into the right knee, come back into Warrior Two. Bend into it more. As you exhale, just split the mat in half with your energy. One more full Ujjayi breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands back down to the earth, spin the back heel up, and step back to plank pose. Pause. Inhale, press your weight forward. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push the floor away, the navel towards the spine brings you back to down dog. Full Ujjayi breath in. Deep Ujjayi breath out. Root down through your right heel. Inhale, lift up the left leg, three-legged dog. Take your time. This is a moving meditation. Exhale, left knee to left tricep. Tap it. Bring your shoulders past the wrist. Claw your fingertips. Inhale, three-legged dog. Really lengthen the leg. Exhale, knee to nose, curl and round. Step the left foot forward. Now spin the back heel flat and make it at a 45-degree angle, and then make sure that your left heel is on the same line as your back arch. And then cartwheel your arms open, Warrior Two. Exhale, spread the toes and really split your energy in half, and then you're really activating the inner thigh muscles. Drop the left buttock, draw the right hip back. Make sure you can see your left big toe, that your knee is safe right over the ankle. And again, if you need to relax the shoulders, bend your elbows, the palms come up, you're activating the rhomboid muscles. And then keep that opening in the front of the heart as you straighten your arms, Warrior Two. Fullness of breath, focusing on opening up the first three chakras. On your next inhale, straighten your left leg, raise your arms up. Exhale, start to lower the left fingertips, but keep raising the right fingers up. It's as if you have a pulley up there. Bring your left fingertips on the outside of the left ankle. Drop your left buttock, draw your right hip back. Keep bringing the right shoulder blade on the back. Open up in the left side of the body, the pingala, the masculine. The right arm goes up, the hand comes a little more forward, as if you're about ready to hug somebody you haven't seen in forever. You're so happy to see them. Breathe full, deep breaths. On your next inhale, bend your front knee, Warrior Two. Exhale, bend more deeply into the front knee. Inhale, fullness of breath. exhale, cartwheel your arms down to the mat, spin the back heel up, and step back to plank pose. Align yourself. Inhale, press your weight forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, present the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Deep breath out. As you inhale, step your feet to the middle of your mat. Make sure that your feet touch. Walk your hands back a little bit. Come up onto the balls of your feet and press your heels together. Then start to lower your seat, bending your knees out to the sides for garland pose. This is a variation of Malasana, low squat. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are at the number 11 and your hands are spread. Draw your navel towards your spine and look into your hollowed out belly. Breathe into the back of the spine where the chakras attach. Fullness of breath. Keep the front of the body really active. We're working the bandhas here. The root lock, the navel lock, and the chin lock. On your next inhale, lift up your elbows a little bit, but keep your hands shoulder width apart and suction cupped down. Then you're going to press into the balls of your feet and squeeze your ankles together more. Keep that navel towards that spine. Drag your hands back so that your elbows go right beyond the shins, and then make sure that your knees are just on the outsides of your armpits. You have to come way, way up and press your heels together. And then tack down your hands like suction cups. Hug your elbows in. This is key. And then maybe you can just roll forward onto your toes. Tack down the inner part of your hands. Make that nice shelf with the triceps and hug your elbows in for Bakasana Crow pose. Now I dome my heart, drawing my navel towards my spine. Here I'm going to open up the throat chakra a little bit by looking a little bit ahead. Breathe shallow into the sides of the ribs. Breathe a little shallow into the back of the heart. Now, if this is challenging for you, you can always pull back, come up, lean in and lift up one foot, place it down and lift up the other foot, and place it down. The key here with Bakasana is this, that whole chaturanga arms and tacking down the inner part of your hands. So it's important that you practice this. You can practice it every single day. You want to draw your navel towards your spine and have all this concave in here. Have this action, which is why we practiced from three-legged dog all the way into these knee to tricep and knee to nose. It prepares us for that. So once you've messed around a little bit, you can always pause the video and mess around with that a little bit and play around with Bakasana Crow pose. And then you're going to come and sit in the middle of your mat or in the front of your mat for Bakasana, cobbler's pose. Good. Bring your feet towards the root chakra. Hold on to your feet like a book. The thumbs go on the inside, the fingers are wrapped around the outer foot. And then take your hands on the outsides of your hips. Lift up. You're just going to do the slight tuck under just a little bit. And then lower. That rotates the femur bones out. It opens up the first chakra more. The pelvic floor expands, and that beautiful Muladhara chakra with the color red, it starts to open up. Then you feel like your needs are met. You feel your sexual power. We want to feel our sexual power. It's our divine right. It's essential that we have that for ourselves. Good. I'm going to give a side visual on this because I commonly see this. People think it's the goal to get to the floor. It's not. It's not the goal to get to the floor. The goal is that all the chakras are open in the body, that the Ida nadi and the Pingala nadi are open and flowing through the chakras, that the Sushumna nadi up and down the spine is open and flowing, and that you have breath. And once you're focusing on these energetic channels and the spinning wheels of energy in the body body does amazing things. It's incredible what it does. So, once you get there, draw your navel towards your spine. Practice the bandhas, bringing the pelvic floor up a little bit like you have to pee, but you can't. Drawing the navel towards the spine so you have root lock, you have belly lock. And then the chin in is key, chin lock. So we have Muladhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, and that makes the full bandha, Maha Bandha. Once you bring your tips of your shoulder blades towards each other, then drawing the navel towards the spine, and I bring my shoulder blades back more. I'm opening up the heart chakra more, and I'm keeping the chin in. I'm rooting out through the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, and then you can come forward, and then eventually you can bring your forehead to your toes. But if you can't breathe here, and if you can't talk here, then you need to come out of that, and you need to just focus on opening up at the hip creases, the Ida and the Pingala. And if they're tight, if feminine side, Ida, is tight, where in your life are you not being receptive enough? Where are you not receiving emotional support? What is your connection like with your mother, the grandmother, or a maternal or a feminine support for yourself? If the right side is tight, where in your life do you feel like you're working too hard? Where in your life do you feel like you're not taking enough action from your heart? Your passions are not coming out enough. What's your connection like with your father, with your grandfather, with the masculine? Those sides of the body will teach you that. And if you're feeling tight or sore, if you have an injury, or if you're locked up, it's because that's what those two sides are teaching you. Yoga is a medicinal system for the body. It teaches us how to listen to the body and how to meet its needs and our emotional needs and our mental needs, so that all of the bodies, all of the light bodies, the etheric body, all of those bodies are also lifting, emanating, and healthy and shining out. No matter what your personality is, you can be a total introvert and still have your light bodies turned on. Good. So once you feel like you're really open in Baddha Konasana, straighten your legs, come back onto your elbows, and shake out your legs. And roll them side to side. Good. Then come back to your seat, and either Sukhasana easy pose, where one ankle's in front of the other, Ardha Padmasana, half lotus, right foot goes into the left hip crease, or Padmasana, full lotus, where the left foot goes into the right hip crease. Bring your hands together at your heart chakra in Anjali Mudra. Come into yourself. Be very centered, and I want you to focus on your breath and feeling your body. Yoga is an awakener. The union is being consciously aware at all times that you are source creator energy, having a human experience, using your breath to feel your body, using the breath to nourish the body with prana, and then the apana, the exhale, to get rid of anything that's not serving you. And keep that center and that focus at all times. And please practice yoga off of your mat in your daily life. Practice being very in tune with your body. Practice being in tune with the breath. Keeping the parasympathetic nervous system on so that you're relaxed, that you can decide if you want to respond instead of reacting. Come into this center, because you're the only one that knows your truth in your heart, and that's where you'll find it. So take a full breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale for Om. Bring your thumbs to your brow chakra, the ajna, honoring the light within yourself. The light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Namaste.